It's a vibe on Lava Lounge.
And with me in the studio is the BB Niger All Stars evictees. I've got Prince, Seyi, Sucre Papito. Please help me pronounce it.
Sucre Papito.
Sucre Papito. And of course, Lucy with me in the studio. Why are you guys so quiet? I feel like, have they drilled you so much?
It's the mornings.
Tired?
It's the mornings.
I think it's just early. I think this is our first Saturday.
To 12.
Yes,
it's to 12.
It's still morning.
Yeah.
Still valid.
If you're coming from where we're coming from, where you don't have concept of time and you're always sleeping like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
4 a.m. and you're waking up by 6 for like weeks consecutively.
Okay.
And you come out, you want to like get long hours of sleep, and then you have to wake up and still come.
That's right.
Video around.
And try to still adjust to everything. Yep. I understand that. So, welcome to the show, definitely. Good to see you guys.
Thank you very much.
Good to see you. Lucy was a house guest, Prince was a house guest, Seyi was a housemate. So I'm going to start with Seyi.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
First off, I think for you it was very interesting because people would say, who is your prayer warrior? Because you apparently were, I think you were on the bottom too, the second week and everything, and then you got saved, and the second time again you were saved, and I think the next time where it felt like they wanted you out, you were third to the last. So you kept escaping it, till this point. So how do you feel about that, coming out and realizing that, that was your journey?
Well, to be honest, I'm just grateful for both sides of the divide. I really am grateful for being able to have been kept in the game, either by a share second or just one person's last minute decision. I really appreciate everybody that felt I was worthy enough to still stay among stars. Thank you very much. That's pretty much it.
How are you though? I feel like you've had it rough since you came out. How are you doing? How are you feeling right now?
Let's just say I'm not exactly sure. I'm just in a huge misty place. So.
But I'm pretty sure you'll be fine, right?
Amen to that.
Okay. But I have to ask you certain questions. Of course, coming out, it felt like your eviction was celebrated, right? Because quite a number of people were like, yay! And I think, somebody in the house had mentioned it. I was wondering why that happened. Now, seeing that reaction, especially when your name was called, what was the feeling? How did you feel about that?
I mean, something must kill a man. Something must get you at the house. I didn't know. I felt I was going to leave before, the weekend before, but it didn't happen just then. But this one just kind of felt right because before he said my name, I was already whispering my name. I was like, Seyi, next week the house was Seyi.
Yeah.
And I would like to think I had a good run. I had my ups and, downs. And it was a good one, if you ask me.
All right. So now, I'm not going to go where everybody thinks I'm going to go. But then you had a lot to say, about women, which was a narrative, from the first week. Even the parrot, when the parrot, had spoken, I think you had like two of the things said right there.
Yeah,
was it one?
It was one long.
One long one. And, there was stuff said about Angel. There was stuff said about Ilebaye. I think Ilebaye is when you were telling Alex, don't support bad behavior. You had said stuff about Doi as well, and just a couple of females. And certain narrative was pushed out like, he hates women, all of that stuff. But I'm giving you the chance to clarify. What do you have to say to all of this being said about you?
Well, I wish people would know. If it's that people know me, then probably this will be easier. But things people just don't. They don't know me. They just picked off a point of convenience or a point where they felt that's where they should have started from. For the people that know me and know everything about me, there's a woman in almost every picture of my life. There's my sister. There's my mom. There's a lot of women in my life that I respect a lot, not to mention aunties, cousins, nephews, nieces. There's a whole lot of family, and there are a lot of women. And I learned from them as well, because trust me, the women in my family are very, very, very strong women. And there's a direction in which I was raised, And how do I put it? from my standpoint, I mean, I believe my own opinion too is allowed to be aired regardless of how old school it might be. I don't think it should just be outrightly condemned because I'm in the new school. I'm trying to adjust to this new school factor. That's what that experiment did. I was somewhere that came from the old ages into a new space. My own belief system is different from everybody else's. And if it offended a lot of people or anybody at all, I am sincerely sorry about it. I don't think what I said, I didn't say things in a direction of hate. I said it from a space where the way I was brought up, I'm not used to this kind of thing. And I said it the wrong ways. And I apologize for that as well. So if people felt that I'm actually the words that they're using to define me, I'm really sorry, then you really don't know me. I'm not like that. I'm far from it. I'm a type of guy that you always would love to have in your corner. Come rain, come shine. I don't even know how to be an enemy, even if I'm being made an enemy. I always just know how to switch things up. I wish people saw the other side of me that was rather obvious, but they choose not to. But what can I say? I can't force anybody. So I really am sorry for anything that's perceived as wrong that I might have said. The game was going on. I was playing the game. My time was different from this time. Dynamics changed. And yeah, I'm really sorry about that.
Okay. So I think this one you spoke about it, and Ike was like, oh, I thought this was a temporary thing. Venita seems to be your friend from outside.
Yeah.
And you guys had, there were times as well where she would tell, was it Lebai? I can't remember the housemate, but don't talk to Seyi like that. She seemed quite protective. Seems like you guys had some sort of relationship outside. And of course, we saw it till the last days in the house. So how did it go downhill from there? Because you had mentioned that you had cancelled her for life. And then Ike was like, for life? I thought it was just like a temporary thing. Yeah. Which still boils down to, that perspective. Yeah. So what exactly happened with Venita? What did she do to you? Because I don't think we saw it happen. I think we just heard you guys talk about it.
See, that's the thing about friends. Not everybody will be able to see when it happened, but it happens. And this is just that temporary space where I really need to give her that space and, check things again. Because for some reason, there's some things that I don't think. I think it was even after a conversation I had with Big Brother where he said I might be biased to the people I care about, and I really validated a lot of things. Like, he just might be right, and I use that to make decisions at the time. Because to a certain degree, I think I might have I think I was being biased towards a number of friends in the house. So
does that statement still count that she's been cancelled?
In all honesty, probably not, because that was the heat of the moment, me speaking from emotion and rage, right? Yeah, so I would say that was just the spur of the moment. That was me speaking from emotion and not from logic.
Yeah, but what was she doing? Was she disrespecting you?
I'll just say she was doing the most. And at the time, that was not the kind of energies I needed because I was on the edge, Like, I'd gone off the edge earlier and I had said something that I'm still regretting up until this very minute, or I'm being made to regret even more because it's been taken out of context. That was me reacting from emotion. Because most times you never make the best of decisions out of an angered emotion, or and that's what happened. So at that point in time, I definitely was pissed and I was emotional as well, and I made that decision and that statement.
So you could have even changed if you're still in the house, probably.
Yeah, possibly could have.
Okay, but still in it though, he also felt. We know Biggie gave you a hint of what was said.
Yeah.
But then he also felt like you knew more because you made statements like, the country is angry with me. And then, who told you? So I'm asking you, not for insult, Lissy. Yeah. Did any of this house guests, did they spill anything?
No, they did not.
Because you said some things that felt like,
okay, like now, for example, I'd anticipated most likely doing something that the entire country would say that, you see, that was an anticipation.
For instance, did you spill? I'm coming to you anyways.
So he did, although there might have been some things that were said when we were talking in the direction of brands, like what people need to be wary of what their brands are.
So indirectly.
Like. Well, I'll say maybe indirectly I got the message. But.
Okay. I'm trying to rush it because of time. Also, a big issue was the Ike Lebai, and you were in the mix because it was really because of you that, Ike did that. So with that particular situation, which was a big highlight of the season, what do you think triggered Ike's action? Like, did he do something to trigger that? What really happened? What did the lay-by do to you?
Okay, so that I think that was after she had stuck her hand in my wardrobe space, and I was angry and burying it out. And
What she take from your wardrobe?
I put a bottle of water in my wardrobe.
Okay.
And I think I respect everybody's space. Before I take anything out of your space, I'll ask you over and over, are you sure I can? Because, I mean, everybody's private space is everybody's private space. And in that confined space, that's the only private space you literally have. That and probably your suitcases, right? So, she did that. And I was already angry, like, what in the world is that? I'm not used to this kind of thing. What rubbish, And Ike saw me reacting at that point in time. In all honesty, I did not know he was going to, about to take anything out on her. But I knew at the point in time, later on in that evening, I saw him get angry for reasons I could not explain. There were a couple of triggers I didn't see, but now, Ike, what's going on? I'd be like, oh, he's just pissed. And I'm like, just cool off, just relax. It will pass. At least then we'll sleep it off. And then that's when I was now having the conversation with Venita in the wardrobe area. And then I already seen it in Ike's in his eyes that he had already gone. And he just walked walked there and just took it all out.
But why didn't you stop him?
Honestly, I was also still being a human being at that point in time. I was still very angry at the person in character. That's the thing. I would like to believe that we are all human. If we were perfect, then we are all gods. But we are all here.
Okay.
I literally was being a human being. I was angry at the time. Like, what these people? Maybe because in my season, all my days, it was all blood and war. If anybody watched our season, everybody would have seen how much it was in our own season. So I didn't really think about it that way until it was shown to us in the direction of victimization or bullying, which I think a lot of people think. But at that point in time, I honestly was just being a human being. I wasn't happy. And that's why I just chose to walk away. And I was like, Venita, let's go. Let's just leave here. And then when it was brought to my attention, it didn't make sense that he went off because of me.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he has his own ways of showing his own love for his people. Probably that was his own way. And so I'm not going to bash him up. I'll just take responsibility alongside him for it.
Yeah. Speaking of angry, though, Kid was here, and I know I mentioned it, and he just laughed it off. It's just a mom being a mom. So his mom threatened to sue you, right? What do you think about that? Has she filed yet?
That's a mother's love. I mean, that's how much she loves her son. So I think people should take a good message from that. That's literally.
Did you
threaten
threaten him though? Did you
threaten? No, I just told him I did not like what he was trying to do to Ike because I saw
that
the
was
mind
when you
games.
said you should go apologize to
Yes, they should stop the mind games because Ike is a very strong chap, and I don't think they would like to see him like a moving train coming right at them. So I know what Ike is my G, and my people, I'll protect my people regardless of what anybody thinks. But I saw him, it was almost as if they were playing a lot of mind games with Ike, trying to make him feel a type of way. So when I saw that particular one in particular, I had to call him out for it, like, yo, I don't like this, stop it. Please apologize to the chap. And he did. And I mean, we kept him moving. But for his mom, I really appreciate, he has a lot of love for a mother to actually openly say that. That's love. I think people should learn from that.
All right, but something else we saw a lot was how much you were involved in the task. You did well in the task, especially with the presentation as well.
Thank you very much.
So I'm definitely going to give you kudos for that.
Lava Lounge.
93.3